Alright guys, I'm back. I'm pretty late on this, but I have good reason in life and I work jobs. I don't live on YouTube. I don't live on the internet. So sorry for being late. I know it took longer than I should have, but hey, let's get into it. I was pretty happy with this card. It was a fantastic card. One needs to fix their pay-per-view model because I paid for that and it went to shit. Thankfully they streamed it free on YouTube, but they just screwed themselves out a lot of money on that. But before all that, let's get right into the card. I did pretty good on picks. I don't like marrying myself to picks because you can be wrong about it. It's hard to predict this sport. It's hard to predict most combat sports except for really boxing. That's because of the way the odds are really made and just the nature of boxing. It's getting harder to predict it now because, you know, the best are fighting the best over the past like 6-7 years now. But that's beside the point. Thankfully though, I did pretty good this card. I'm gonna pat myself on the back there. But right into it, let's go into it. So yeah, Suriyanlek, man. Suriyanlek versus Ryusei. So Suriyanlek really struggled with that Ryusei kicking ability. And Ryusei really showed like a lot of good kicks, man. It's one of those things that I really believe that Japanese style, karate style of kicking is the future. The way Suriyanlek, who's a heavy-handed guy, not the best leg defense as you saw with Tanzit, but Tanzit's a way harder hitter than someone like Ryusei. But he showed how like those subtle kicks, the footwork, using the jab. Ryusei barely did anything when it came to the punches. He'd just stick the jab, always. And when he would come forward, he wouldn't just come forward leg kicks. He would stick the knees. He was doing all leg-based attacks. And guess what? He was messing up Suriyanlek's body, messing up his legs. Absolutely took it to him. A heavy-handed guy too. And Suriyanlek didn't look too comfortable in kickboxing, but it's one of those things where he's a puncher. This is actually a place where I think someone like Suriyanlek, the more exposure he'll get, the better he'll get. Will he ever reach the top of the sport for like a Superlek, like a Rodtang, like anyone like that, like those Thais who really can conquer two sports? Probably not, but he can make more money in that scene. Hey, Phetjeeja was able to kind of do it, but he's kind of getting washed out. Other than that though, fantastic showing from Ryusei, man. The kicks, the knees, the footwork, the pressure, the defense. It really showed with that championship level, like ISKA level, which is really underrated and overhated. I don't know why. I don't know why people like to trash ISKA, but they shouldn't. I know Gabriel Vargo say a glory belt is better than an ISKA belt, which is true, but it's still a world title and a good world title. It's not like a WACO Pro belt, a WKA Pro belt. No, it's one of the big belts you can win. For an ISKA champion, you're a real world champion. You're not on the level, let's say, a Rise, a Glory, a 1, a K1, but you're a level below, but that's still a real title. Think of IBO to WBC and, you know, the 4 belts you actually need to be undisputed. But the guys usually get that belt. It's an important belt, and if you can win that belt, you can be on that world level. Puertas won the belt. A lot of great guys won that belt. Anyway, other than that, though, absolutely fantastic showing by Ryusei. Fantastic showing of the kicks, the knees, the footwork. And the thing I was so impressed by was just the blocking defense. A lot of these footwork guys, they don't knee well, and they can't block. And if you can't block, why are you doing footwork? Work your blocks first. But no, man. He was working that high guard, blocking everything. Suriyanlek was coming at him. He really made Suriyanlek look dumb at some points. Check left hook him. I thought he dropped him a couple times, but he rocked his leg so many times. Fantastic showing by Ryusei. And hey, I got that one right. The Latinsko got it right. Anyway, on to the next one. Zakaria El Jamari versus Hugh. So here's the thing about this one, man, is that I like Zakaria El Jamari. He trains out of, I believe, Superlek's gym. He's a good fighter. He comes to fight. He's one of the few Moroccan guys that I root for sincerely because Moroccan fighters, there's something about them that they just come out very unlikable and they have the worst fan base in all of kickboxing. But Zakaria El Jamari is not like that. Love the dude. Always comes to fight. Always throws down. Moroccans tend to. They're known for their knockout power and exciting style. But man, horrible fan base. Terrible fan base. But that didn't help him on this fight. He threw down with Hugh, but who was a really seasoned guy. Hugh's one of those guys that, like, I think this is his second fight. I forget his background, but he has a background in kickboxing and Muay Thai, and he showed it, man. Power kicks, stiff boxing, good footwork. He had everything that you would want to succeed in both combat sports, because those guys who are great kickboxing stylists for Muay Thai, although they don't throw a lot of elbows, they have insane kicks, good boxing, slick knee game, good footwork. Normally don't have a lot of elbows, but again, I'd rather have excellent boxing than mid punches and mid elbows. I'd rather be a Muay Suck, a pure elbow guy, because then I know, like, I got a high guard and come in. But no, dude, Zakaria El Jamari tried to throw down. And Hugh, like, he switched up on him, double jab, went into that knee to El Jamari's face, vicious freaking knockout, like, nasty stuff. El Jamari threw down again, give him a chance, because El Jamari got slept by Johannes Stupian in his last fight. But it's one of those things where, like, one needs to build, and you need guys like El Jamari, man. You need those guys who are always going to come to the fight, and they're going to throw down whoever it is. I don't care if you're the world champion of this promotion, you're this guy, I'm going to prove myself. And he came to throw down, and it didn't work out for him. But that's okay. You want those guys. One wants exciting guys. But it's one of those things where, like, at this case, where one kind of brings people in at their peak, and kind of gives them a couple of fights. Like, think about it. Takeru only had 3 fights in the promotion. A lot of these guys who come in, especially from Japan, barely have any. Kaito Ono on the cards and have 1. What if he lost to Grigorian? But that fight got canceled. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, good win for Hugh. Give Zakaria El Jamari another chance. Give him a couple more fights. Don't cut him. Don't do anything like that. I don't think he'll get cut, but I hope he doesn't. People like that. And also he's at a team that he's at too, who is very friendly with one. So I'm sure he'll stay. All right, next up, Yodlekpet versus Shimon Yoshinari. My Yoshinari GOAT. Not the main Yoshinari, the cousin Yoshinari. And Yodlekpet had a good fight. He did his best. He landed some shots on Shimon. But the thing about Shimon is he's literally just a worse version of Ndaka. He got hit a lot. But the thing about him is that Shimon showed is that although his footwork isn't there, his offense is actually. He has a good offense. Doesn't hit particularly hard. But he has every single offensive tool. Lots of boxing, excellent knees, good kicks, some elbows here and there. Good defense for the most part, but he was getting touched up a lot. But he's the younger Yoshinari, pretty much a baby, and he gave Yodlekpet everything that he could have given him. And Yodlekpet, man, he stuck in there. It was a good fight overall. There was some good back and forth, but it's one of those things where, like, it was one of those fights where, like, Japanese guys have a high work rate sometimes in Muay Thai. Like, god damn it, Naito? Yeah, Naito. God, I don't know why his name is. The guy who's done Muay Thai and kickboxing in one, Taiki Naito. I know, Nike Taito. I literally don't remember. I'm trying to be silly and make fun of Japanese names. But you get my point. Shimon Yoshinari is one of those guys who I think he's going to be a workhorse, but he really, really, really needs to clean up the defense. As if he fought, and I know it's a different weight class. No, it is the same weight class. Let me check. No, it's not the same weight class. But regardless, if you want to fight a handy-handed, like, Muay Mat stylist guy, you're going to get dropped. You're going to get dropped badly, and you don't want that. You don't want that at all for yourself. You don't want to get dropped when it comes to this sort of stuff. And I know it sounds like, yeah, no shit. Of course you want to get dropped. But when you have that high work rate style, if you meet a guy that stops that work rate because you got to respect it because you can't match that power, then you're screwed. And it's one of those things that Ndaka has figured out. He's fought a lot of guys with good power, a lot of guys with bigger weight than him that should be able to bully him. But because of his in-and-out footwork, great head movement, good movement on the strikes, he knows how to move well, like Soviet-style strike. He's able to come in and out and still attack safely, and he still has an okay high guard and pretty good defense with the legs. Really good away from Merced out, and Shimon seems to be just like a bit of a bootleg version of that, but I'm not saying that's insult him. He's quite young, and in one, he's one of those guys that I think they can build up into a star. So I think he missed weight this fight, ended up being a catch weight. He is the bigger guy, so to be fair, credit to Yodlekpet for letting this fight happen. But based on how one runs things, catch weights are pretty common. It's not like the UFC where it's a gigantic deal or boxing where it's a gigantic deal. But they do the traditional weight cutting stuff. Where this one, they kind of want you more in their natural weight. So, and also Thais just want that. They want that. They want that. You won? Even I forget what the currency for yen. Yes, they want that yen over that Thai baht. So yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, it's a good thing overall for these guys to take these catch weights because, one, you get paid, and two, because of that, it seems like everyone fights immediately after. I'll get into that. But other than that, though, good win for Shimon Yoshinari and beating sidetracked. On to the next. I'm not going to say much about this because it's Adrian Lee, kickboxer, Takeharu Ogawa. I looked up Takeharu Ogawa. There isn't much to say about him. He's a little bit older. Adrian is a Lee. He is a Lee. He's a part of the Lee family. What do you expect? They build them up like boxers. Nothing against Adrian. I know they have the horrible stuff happen with Victoria, but I'm just not a fan of the Lee family, and because of stuff. And you may say, well, you don't want to feed them to the lions. You don't want to feed them to the wolves. And yeah, that's true. But don't hype them up the way, like, for example, a lot of people want Aaron Pico to lose. Why? Because they're putting him, like, in co-main events in Bellator. It's like, dude, quit feeding me this nonsense. Quit feeding me this fucking trash. Put him on the prelims where he belongs. Have him fight bums there, because now at least I don't think you're industry planting him like on some Bo Nichols shit with the UFC. or obviously most infamously boxing. That's part of the reason they'll say like, oh, I don't watch boxing because it's fake. And when they say it's fake, they don't necessarily mean that it's literally rigged. They mean that it's like, dude, this is like a 10-to-1 favorite underdog. This isn't a fucking match. This is just a beatdown. It's an exhibition of skills. And yeah, man, he's developing his skill. I don't want to watch a guy develop his skill. I want to watch a fight. Fuck this shit. So if that's basically it. So that's how I feel about Adrian Lee. That's how I feel about the Lee family in general. They're a very protected clan. Even though they are talented, Adrian Lee is a good fighter. And he's very young. And he was on the preliminary of this. He was on the free fights, I believe, because, again, one messed up their card. I'm sure he's a good kid. Doesn't have a big ego to him like his brother and his sister, who are just, I don't like them at all. They're very unlikable people. So it's one of those things where I don't want to hate on a young man who's going to hopefully do great things, hopefully be a world champion, all the best to him. Very talented kid, great grappler, obviously. But it's one of those things where, like, he's going to carrying a lot of baggage from his family, a lot of baggage from the clear favoritism from the promotion, and it ends up doing bad stuff. Like when Christian Lee lost to Okray Yoon, he literally said, oh, it was a robbery. No, you clearly fucking lost, man. You got dropped, you got hit a lot, you barely did anything, you dropped him once. And yeah, he won the rubber match, clearly, but it's one of those things where when you behave like that, it just makes people think you're a bitch. Doesn't matter, you can beat their ass. It's like, oh, you can't take an L? Alright, cool. Imagine when something horrible happens in your life. How are you going to take it then? Just going to deny it? You're getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to fight for a match. They love you. But now I'm bitching about Adrian Lee. I don't want to do that. Great win for Christian Lee. Adrian Lee seems like a good kid, very skilled. I'm sure he's going to have great striking. I'm sure he's going to be a killer. But what I would want to see for someone like him, really develop those skills and be a good representative for America and Singapore in one or the UFC or Bellator, well not Bellator, PFL and do something like that. Because one's MMA is fantastic, but if they're going to promote him like this, it's just uninteresting to me as a fan. But for him, it's the best thing possible because he's likely paid well and he's going to be friendly with the boss. But it's one of those things where, like, dude, like, is this a sport or not? Let's not do this. But other than that, though, great move for Adrian Lee. Nothing but the best to him. Very talented young man. I really, really hope he becomes a champion in the most organic way possible for his sake. Not because I want it, not because people who hate the Lees want it, but because so that way he has a proper legacy and no one says, you're just who you are because of your last name. That's something that a lot of people who come from good families, like Gracie's, Lees, like that, they want to avoid that. They want to be their own person. Let them be their own person. Give them good opponents. If they lose, that's part of the process. That's what makes MMA and kickboxing so great. But on to the next. Okay, this fight actually made me a little salty watching it live. So, John Lineker is literally just Deontay Wilder. When I say Deontay Wilder, now he didn't look bad in this fight. I'm not saying this to trash him. But that power he has, especially when him cutting less weight, is an absurdist cheat code. His power literally always wins him the first round, and it shocked me that he was able to nearly get it done with Akimoto. So he lost by split decision. It should have been a clear decision for Akimoto, because Akimoto dropped him clearly with no clinch in the second round. It should have been a 10-8 round. Clear win for Akimoto. Should not have been the split decision. That's a fraudulent split decision. I don't know what to say about that. I'm not going to go on some conspiracy thing, but one judge did not do the right thing. He saw the knockdown. It wasn't called. That is still damage. That is 10-9. Beside the point. But yeah, basically, if Lineker can't get you out there in the first, in any combat sport, which is crazy to me, that just shows how good his power is, he pretty much won. And that's what happened. Akimoto was like scared of the power. He was like very cognizant of it. He wasn't throwing as much as he normally does. He's obviously a kicker, so he doesn't want to punch and trade with him. But he had to really, really find his range, get comfortable on those ropes, and find ways to build pressure. And he was able to do that with those kicks, those low kicks, those body kicks, a couple of knees here and there. Occasionally he would punch with them. And he was able to figure out Lineker. It was a good fight from Akimoto. He did the right thing. He just played it safe because, again, like against someone like Lineker, someone who's very, very gifted with power, you have to respect them. You can't just not respect them. Because if you do, you end up like Viviano Fernandez, you end up like a lot of the guys that underestimated him in his MMA career. Literally, when he fought freaking Andrade, he caught Fabricio Andrade, obviously. When he fought him like the first and the second time, no, more so the second time, he caught him twice with big shots that had Andrade stumbling, and he would have to clinch and scramble with him. But it's one of those things where, like, once you overcome it, he's done. It's literally, he's done. Again, Akimoto rocked him badly in the second, should have got a knockdown, and clearly outstruck him in the third because Lineker ran out of tools. I couldn't beat him with my ghetto haymakers. I couldn't beat him with my basic boxing. I never kick, I never knee, I never do anything else. Then, yeah, the fight's over. I'm going to lose. on decision. But yeah, I really won that first round. I'm not saying Lineker would say something like that, but it's very reminiscent of that. It's like when people would say, like, it's like on some Diaz brother shit. I know Lineker isn't a Diaz brother, and he isn't probably the kind to say something like this, but he would be like, hey man, like, he didn't want to strike with me. He just wants to wrestle and shit, even though I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt and shit, like, stuff like that. That's how the Diaz brothers, although it sounded more like a ghetto dude from, like, California. But that's kind of what they are. But anyway. So yeah, it was a good fight for Akimoto, although it wasn't the most exciting from a casual standpoint. It was a good win. However, if Akimoto would have got the split decision, I would have crashed out. Legit. I'm glad I didn't stream because, like, one, the main event made me like, oh, it didn't make me feel good, man. So when I wish I got right. Anyway, I would have crashed out because, like, that's on some Kid Yamamoto versus Masato shit. For those who saw that fight, and for those who don't know Kid Yamamoto is one of the earliest Japanese MMA stars, and he was a lot like Lineker, but better, because he was a true freak. Like, he actually has the fastest flying knee knockout in history, and he fought Masato Kobayashi in K1 and dropped him. And when I saw that the first time as a kid, I started crashing out, because I was a Masato fan. I'm like, what the hell? These literal athleticism merchants, how can they get away with this? But then Masato dropped him. It's kind of how I felt watching this, like, no way, he's just going to do this for 3 rounds. And thankfully he didn't, because if he did, I would be like, kickboxing exposed, what is my life about? Holy crap. So, yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, kickboxing looked bad for a good 3 minutes, and then it came back to normal. But it's one of those things, man, gifted athletes. There's some guys that, like Lineker, that if they did it young, they could have been great, whatever combat sport they did. Yoel Romero, Silva, a lot of these really, and Pereira, a lot of these, Anthony Johnson, but he needed better fight IQ, that if they had done this sport at the right time, they probably would have been great champions. But they weren't able to. Same thing with Lineker. I think he got into the sport a little late. But he did become a champion on the MMA, though. But other than that, though, great win for Akimoto. Not the most exciting. Thankfully, kickboxing didn't get exposed as fraudulent or something like that in this match. So great win for Akimoto. I almost crashed out, but a good fight. All right, on to the next. Not much else to say about this. I don't know why they keep booking Eduard Folyang and Shinya Aoki. They're friends. Obviously, they're still going to go for it. As you can see here, he just absolutely washed Eduard Folyang. So why are we doing this? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just a simple Latinx from the Midwest. I don't know what to tell you. So, but yeah, it was exactly how I said it would go. He just washed him. He didn't even watch him where he would. He barely took him down. He pulled guard. Then he did a slick fucking armbar, man. That armbar from, like, the full guard, arm trap. One that I really see. I was thinking about that. Like, ooh, when I get back to jiu-jitsu, I gotta ask about that. So, excuse me, I gotta say it right. When it comes to that sort of thing, that I was like, wow, that's amazing. That's a sick armbar, really sick thing. But guess what? Folyang's done. Folyang's fucking done. It's over. Why do you keep booking him with these? He's not going to win again. The only guy he can beat are other Giga Wash guys. And Aoki is washed, but he's not as washed as Folyang. Folyang's never going to fight again. It's over for him. It's over for him. Him and his win over Amir Khan. It's it. He was a world champion as a Filipino, one of the earliest Filipino champions. That's it. He can go be a head coach, be a media personality, be like, yeah, man, I won and won. And really bring those Pinoy fans over, get that Filipino fan base to one who, again, they want them. They want all these guys in the lower division so they can stack them up. They can stack them up, or they should be able to. Again, like they were kind of doing with Burma with Aung Lang Sung, but they're just not developed enough, and their country isn't as stable enough, I believe, with that horrible conflict going on over there. Other than that, though, total wash for Shinya Aoki. On to the freaking next. Yeah! On to the next, because my boy, my GOAT, the future GOAT of this sport, Nadaka Yoshinari, showed up, and he showed out. So, basically, Rocker won. He tried to put up a good fight, but literally, it was just championship level, which is Rock Erawan. He is a champion. He could win a world champion. But then there's generational great level, like 2 levels above. And he just showed levels against Nadaka, man. I mean, Nadaka showed levels against Rock, where like he just outstyled him. Rock could barely hit him. Like, even when, like, and again, he was piecing him up. He nutshot him into a knockdown. Obviously, it wasn't a real knockdown. That was kind of crazy. He punted him in the nuts, and Nadaka, not being an egotist, thankfully, because kickboxing, I don't know, man, I don't know what it is about the striking arts, with the exception of boxing. Like, egos aren't too big, and when he, like, nutshot him and, like, hit him with the stiff cross, he's like, oh, like, I like that. I love Nadaka. I love that sort of stuff. I love my anime humility. No, I did it unfairly. It doesn't count as a real win. Rock Erawan-san, forgive me, or I'll fucking slit my gut in front of the whole audience. But in all seriousness, no. Yeah, it was a great, fantastic showing. That southpaw, those kicks, those knees, the footwork, incredible. And that sniper shot that literally one-shotted Rock. Holy smokes, man. Nadaka's timing, his accuracy. I know I'm glazing right now, but it was a showcase for Nadaka Yoshinari. And this wasn't a layup. This is a good fight. This is a good opponent. This is someone that if Rock was in RWS, he would have defended his title against him. Rock isn't just some scrub. He's not building up Nadaka. Nadaka's already built up 5-division champion, 5-time world champion, IVF Muay Thai champion, WBC Muay Thai champion, 3-division Raja Jamnaran Stadium champion, Lumpini Stadium champion, I think the WMC, but like 6 organizations, 5 weight classes. Dude's going to beat the GOAT. He's not even 25 yet, and he showed out incredible showing. Hopefully Shimon Yoshinari can take something from this. Nadaka's looking good. The footwork is on point. The defense was on point. He's going to smoke Sung Chennai. All these people saying that he's ducking are freaking clowns who don't know anything about the sport of Muay Thai and they don't follow it. They're the type of people that only watch highlights on One Championship's Twitter and be like, yeah, that guy's him, because I saw a highlight reel of him. Who is it? Oh, it's Edward Folyang's 2017 highlight reel. Something like that. Just absolute NPC bots who like fall for any propaganda. The type of people be like, man, Bo Nickel, man, I think he out wrestles Kamzat. Yeah, man, American wrestling is goated. He can totally beat I think he sleeps Hamza. Like that's the type of person you're dealing with. A just total low IQ mongoloid. Anyway, not to be too mean. On to the next. Shouts out to my boy Nadaka. He's going to smoke Shun Chennai. Mark my words, or else I'm just going to cry on stream when I stream that as a fight companion. On to the next, though. Alright, now this is a horrific thing that happened. So, Superlek missed weight by a pound. And this was a 3-rounder, and Nabil couldn't win the belt. It was brought down lower on the card, and now we learned something. And again, Nabil, I was right. I was right about this one. And I was happy to be right because fuck Superlek. I am now a Superlek hater. Why? Because of this shit that he pulled. Superlek refused to fight Nabil Anane for the Muay Thai title at 172. I didn't know Nabil Anane was the owner of One Championship. No. Let me unfuck that. Give me one moment. There we go. I'm off to the side. Now. Alright, I didn't know he ran shit. I didn't know he was the boss. So yeah, he refused to do the 5 rounds after he missed weight, and he refused to fight and unified the title against them. Guess what, Superlek? You don't run the promotion. Here's the thing. Okay, let's read the whole article here. So, 36 hours before the kicking machine was set to unify his bantamweight Muay Thai title against Nabil Anane's interim belt, failed to meet hydration requirements, anti-clash. He got stripped of the fucking belt, and good. Many assumed the fight would move forward, again, with only Nabil being able to win the title, like you see in every other fight promotion ever. However, this was not the case. It was downgraded to a 3-round catchweight with no information as to why. And what did Chatri have to say about this? Superlek actually said he didn't want to fight, so our team had to figure out a way. You want to know what you do when a fighter says that? You fight and you do your fucking job, or you are cut from the promotion and banned. We will fucking blacklist you. This is where I am okay with promoters acting like fucking mafia bosses. If fighters are gonna be like this, no bitch. You fight for our promotion. You fight for our belt. You will do what you are fucking told. Take the good money we're giving you and fight in shame. Win and show out. But when you make demands like this, no one should support you. There should be no Superlek fans after this. Because guess what? When Rodtang misses weight, he says, sorry, I'll take the L. He might not put on the best performance, but he'll go out there and say that. I can never, ever trash Rodtang for something like that as a Rodtang hater. I'm more of a Rodtang fan now. Because I'm over my 5 stages of grief. But anyway, they're probably going to activate again. But yeah, let's say again. They said if it's a 3-round fight, then he would accept. This is not from my team. I was not involved in discussion. Superlek was not going to fight, so Nabil had no opponent. I think my team made the call, but the next fight that makes sense would be... Wait, hold up. Did Chatri say that? Okay, yeah, Chatri did say this. Nabil Anane. Okay, unfortunately, yep. Let's see what Nabil had to say. Winning Superlek meant a lot to me. I don't know. Here's today's Superlek. One is one of my goals, but I actually know that. Well, guess what? Nabil didn't lose his belt. Again, this is on some John Jones shit. Why are you letting a fighter dictate so much? You shouldn't do that. Again, like, when fighters pull shit like this, you have to put your foot fucking down. You have to. You can't just, I suck ass at this. You can't just let them, like, what, run the promotion? Superlek is only looking out for himself. He's literally telling us, the fans, to go fuck ourselves when he does stuff like that. Don't put my title on the line, or not even, he's not saying don't put my title on the line. He's saying, do not let him win the belt. Do not make me fight more. See, I'm getting paid for 5 rounds, but actually, I want to do less work. But no, he's still got a fairly good paycheck. I know they probably took a chunk of his purse out. But no, Superlek is no. One has to put their foot down, because when stars do shit like this, they need to learn who's in charge. And I'm not saying that, again, like on some, like, because I know MMA Guru has a similar take when it comes to the UFC. But my take isn't to screw over the fighters. It's to prevent the fighters from becoming tyrannical and trying to use leverage, like some boxers would infamously do, like hold the belt fucking hostage, and then like that organizing sanctioning body, like the WBC, WBA, would be in cahoots with them to screw over the promoter and the other guy and say, oh yeah, the other champion doesn't want to unify because he wants this amount of money that he's clearly not worth. That is what Superlek's basically doing, and it's fucking terrible. Dude, if I was running one, I would just cut him and ban him and be like, yeah, Superlek, get fucked. Go fight in RWS for way less money against way tougher opponents. And yeah. All that stuff that we do for you, all that promotion we do for you, yeah, it's gone now. Go fuck yourself. No, seriously, this is an insult to the promotion. This is an insult to the fans. This is an insult to Nabil. And I'm glad Nabil washed him the fuck out. Nabil made him look like he didn't belong. Nabil beat the fuck out of him out there. It was nothing. He dropped him. He said, it wasn't a knockdown. Literally, Superlek did a fucking whole ass heel turn, man. You need to be a fucking Superlek hater now. He does not deserve anyone's support. He does not deserve anyone's support right now. And right now, he needs to take the L, and I'm glad he took a vicious L. I am now a Nabil Anane fanboy because he fucked up Superlek, who is a generational great in terms of skill. But this is absolutely unacceptable, and that's for my blinds. If you're wondering what that is, it's not a ghost. But anyway, absolutely terrible that Superlek did that, and absolutely wonderful that Nabil put a stop to it by beating him the fuck down easily. It wasn't close. He rocked him twice. He could have arguably dropped him twice and beat him up just for 3 rounds easily. Made Superlek look like he didn't belong. And you might say, oh, well, that's just because of athleticism. That's because of his youth. That's because of his length. Maybe you should get better genetics. You consider that, huh? Maybe you should be a 6'3", 120-pound kid. You ever considered that? Oh, you're not? Oh, then shut the fuck up. No, I don't care. When people, guys, weight bullies, height merchants, what do you want them to do? Force them to move up? Are divisions stacked by height? So, no, I don't like when people call Nabil like a weight or a height bully, or Nico Carrillo a weight or a height bully, because they can make the fucking weight. They can make the weight. Fighters are agreeing to fight them. No one's being forced. No one's putting a gun to your head and saying, fight this giant kid or you're cut. Like, if it happens, yeah, it's terrible. But it's one of those things where, like, no, they're getting paid well. And if they do win, it's awesome. If Superlek would have beaten Nabil, it would have been, like, on some calculus shit. Where you're like, yeah, he smoked this giant guy. Which he already did when he was younger. They were both younger at flyweight. But Nabil couldn't stay at that weight for long. He was probably weight drained the shit. And he was just a lesser fighter. And in that time, he has become a completely different fighter. Can do it all. His defense isn't the greatest, but his offense is thunderous. The kicks, the knees, the clinch, the elbows, he can literally do it all. And he can box decently well too. Nabil Anane is that guy to watch. He is that guy. He's going to be very exciting. He's going to probably be the future star. And I can see this dude going up and becoming a champion as he ages in any weight class. He's literally has heavyweight height. He probably will never be a heavyweight. He probably just isn't built like that. I mean, if you're 135 pounds, soaking wet or something like, not soaking wet, but you got what I'm saying. If you're in the 150s, 160s, like at 6'3", you're probably not going to be a real heavyweight unless like you go on that Badr Hari Alistair Overeem diet, if you know what I'm saying. But other than that though, fuck Superlek. Glad Nabil fucked them up. On to the next. Nice and easy. Now this was a good fight. Phetjeeja versus Kana Marimoto. I thought Kana was just going to get 5-0'd, or if Kana won, she was going to drop Phetjeeja. And Kana did win the first round pretty easily. But after that, it was just a very back and forth fight. It wasn't really the most exciting because neither of them are really like heavy-handed with the legs, and they're both with the hands, and they're both defending kicks quite well. But it's just one of those things where like it was a good fight, but it was one of those things where, like, women's kickboxing, unless it's Symphony Van Soest, it tends to be kind of just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, over and over again, and the adjustments are very subtle, and it's good to appreciate, and it's exciting, but it just doesn't have that much stake to them, just because women, unfortunately, just don't have that pop. But the kicks were nice. It was a good fight, very exciting. Phetjeeja got the win, 3-2, I think. Pretty clear win. Kana will be back, though, as long as I think she should get a bit of a layup, though. Because, again, they're probably going to rematch again. Phetjeeja's great, Kana's great, but they were peers, actually. On this night, no one washed anyone out. It was a close fight. Great win for Phetjeeja, and I wish her the best. There's really much to say. Like, again, like, I don't like disrespecting women's kickboxing or women's MMA. There's a lot of great fighters, and these women are great fighters. It's just one of those things where, like, they're more similar and they are different. So it's kind of like just a clean back and forth. Kind of like, it was a good kickboxing match. Very technical. And very good skills. Like, they didn't look bad. It's just one of those things where, like, we're in a lot of stakes that people don't really clamor for with the women's scene that much. But it was really good. If you want to take some lessons in, like, how to work exchanges, I would say look at this fight, look at Kana's footwork, look at Phetjeeja's kicks, and the punching. And it was really, the big difference is just the boxing ability. They were very similar, but just Phetjeeja was getting the better, pushing her a little bit more, finishing with kicks a little bit more, and that was just about it. Just really outworked her, and just a slightly better game plan. Good fight, good fight. Very clean, very technical, but it's one of those things where it's not exciting. It wasn't exciting not just because it was to trash on them and say, oh, it's a women's match. Not exciting because of that. No, it's just there's a much stakes to it, and women's MMA and women's Muay Thai and women's kickboxing just isn't as exciting generally. Well, women's MMA is the most exciting one. They have crazy finishes too. I actually do like the women's MMA division in one because they match them up well and they always get exciting finishes. Usually submissions or cool body shots like Stamp when she fucked up like everyone actually. All knockouts. Love Stamp. But that's beside the point. Good fight. Good win for Phetjeeja. Not much else to say. It was a good fight. Good match. Really good match. On to the next. Now, Final Four. John DeBella and Same Gyeon. God damn it, I don't like being disrespectful to Thai language. Yonagdao. I try not to say the name unless I'm confident, like Superlek Muga, Rodtang, Jutmungnong, stuff like that. So when it comes to that, like John DeBella showed out. I thought it was going to be a close fight where he would kind of rally and kind of drop Sammy, but no, it was a wash. He beat Sammy every single round. Very impressive win for John DeBella. Very, very impressive. I was really happy with how he performed. His defense was good. His kicks were good. He was beating Sammy to the kicks. And he was taking the kicks from Sammy really well. Like, I don't know, like, one of my boys I was watching with, he's like, dude, how is he taking these kicks? Because he also took a lot of leg kicks from Sammy. But I think the difference is that Sammy is going Thai style to the thigh. Sammy was going lower to the knee and to the leg. And he was kind of buckling a bit more. On top of that, he would catch him with vicious shots. He rocked Sammy. It felt like 3 to 4 times in this fight. Every single time, if Sammy got some pressure, he would catch him with a hook, right hook, left hook, across, whatever, and just really snap his head back, stumble him a bit, go the pressure on, keep him on the ropes. Sammy would throw down, like, yeah, he would try to stay technical, and he technically threw down with him for a bit, but it's all those things where Johnathan really, really showed superior boxing, and even superior kicking ability, and superior ability at blending it all together. John looks like Johnathan 2.0 right now. I'm wondering why I'm doing this. I'm just got a dry mouth, so I apologize. One moment. So, Johnathan showed out. Johnathan looked great. It was a fantastic win for him. He looked really good, and I think the fight against Phetjeeja, I think he probably takes it. Because Phetjeeja has been doing Muay Thai, and again, if he stays coming in with the kicks, I think John's figured out how to deal with great kickers. I think he's taking a little bit of a page from the Japanese a tiny bit, and also just improving the boxing to that way combo it up so that way he knows how to overwhelm opponents. Because like against Phetjeeja, he threw a lot of punches, not that much kicks, and those for some reason, well no, they tend to score a little more in kickboxing than a little less in kickboxing than Muay Thai, and I do think he should have won against Phetjeeja, but it was a close fight. I'm not gonna say it was a robbery, but yeah, other than that, though, fantastic win. John did good, boxed really well, attacked the leg really well. Every time Sammy would rally, he would figure out a way to get him on the back foot, catch him with the left hook, catch him with the right hook. 3-piece that would snap his head back, finish with the kicks, lower his mobility, and lower that attacking leg to make it weaker so that way when he attacks, he doesn't feel it as much. That way, again, when Sammy's like, all right, cool, this guy, I got to take away that power. Let me attack that lead leg. Well, guess what? He's already attacking your leg. So good game plan. Absolutely fantastic game plan. 5-0. And guess what? It was a great fight. Really, really exciting. Johnathan proved himself interim champion now. Rematch it with Phetjeeja. And what does Chatri have to say about it? He has to, I think he has to take a big, fat, steaming shit on John for some reason. I don't know why. Chatri does this. Chatri will do... Damn it, I'm so bad at this. Chatri will do cool things every now and then. There we go. So Chatri will do a nice thing every now and then. Like, let's see, where is it? Where do I have it? Oh yeah, when he consults Takeru backstage, and he's like talking to him, and he's telling him, hey man, it's okay. You can be the best in the world. You can do this, you can do that. Like, look at this. Look at him being all nice to him. Like, consoling Takeru after his loss. Spoiler alert. But it's one of those things where it's like, it shows Chatri's biases very, very much. And I'm not saying this to trash him. I love that he does this. But it's just crazy to me that he'll do this to, again, a star from Japan, which obviously he wants to break into a bit. But then the star from Canada and a good fighter, what does he say? He can't finish anybody. And he didn't say this randomly. He said this to his fucking face. He said this when he was right there, sitting next to him. Like, I don't know why he's doing this. And, oh, damn, I'm not going to find it. But basically, when he said this, John is sitting right next to him. Like, literally right next to him. And it's madness. It's madness. And this is what he said. This is literally what he said. I love John, definitely. He's one of the greatest pound-for-pound strikers on the planet. But I'm always puzzled that he can't finish anybody. So this is my feedback to him. Please show me some finishes, And he's going to be the biggest star in the world. I think, sorry, I know I love you. You're an incredible striker. But I thought he could have finished Sammy in the second round first. Or second round. He could have finished it. If he had that killer's instinct, he couldn't finish that fight. And he confirmed the Phetjeeja rematch, which is great, but it's like, why are you saying these things? Why do promoters say these things? I know one is known for a lot of finishes because they're good matchmaking, which is, again, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting finishes, but you can't force a fighter to be a finisher if he's not naturally a finisher. And you say this like every Jonathan DeBella fight has been fantastic. Okay, Zhang Paiman, not a finish, fantastic fight. Against Phetjeeja, not a finish, very exciting fight. This fight, not a finish, dominant as fuck. Beat up on Sammy for 5 rounds. Why does it always have to be a finish? I watch kickboxing to watch kickboxing. I don't want to watch the knockout game. Knockouts come organically. If you try to force fighters to do that, then you're going to get a lot of craziness, which is one of the criticisms people have of like one's Muay Thai, the 4 ounces. They're like, they put these bonuses to get these guys to try and knock each other out, so that way they get that bonus, which is inhumane, unethical. And like, I see the point. I don't think it's that bad. I'd say just try to win. But to be fair, there is a bias against guys who just try to win as opposed to try to cater to the fans, which shouldn't be a thing. Because then you get treated like Bilal Muhammad in the UFC and stuff like that, or Joe Yasai, Joe Yasai, I always get his name wrong, who isn't ranked even though he's been one for 5 years, and Luke Lisi is because he's American and exciting and not that good. Not to shit on Luke Lisi. He's from the Midwest boy too, but like, let's be real here. So yeah, I don't like that when he does this. I don't like when he shows blatant favoritism. Like, be like, I love you, Takeru. Which, yeah, I love Takeru too. I'm glad that you did this, but you should be doing this for everyone. You should be giving everyone respect, except Superlek. Because he shouldn't be getting this. Fuck Superlek. But yeah, don't do this. Just don't do this at all. Like, why would you do this? Why would you disrespect your fighter? Absolutely unacceptable. Chatri needs to take lessons away from Dana White. The only lesson that you should take from Dana White is when he puts his foot down. When fighters are like, no, we're going to do this. No, say, we're in charge, motherfucker. And you're going to do the thing we ask you to do because it's actually the right choice. Not screwing over your opponent because you don't want to do it. That's not unacceptable. But no, definitely do not talk shit to your fighter's face. Don't do that. What the hell is wrong with you? And speaking of which, Marat Grigorian and Kaito Ono got canceled. So, what did Chatri say? He said that Kaito Ono took the easy way out by not accepting the fight against Marat Grigorian where Marat missed weight. He barely missed weight, but here's the thing, we're contracted to make the weight. And I know that one is good at making catch weight fights and all that jazz, but you can't force a fighter to take it. So what did Chatri say when he said that? He said, when a fighter wants to fight, they will fight. When a fighter is scared, they find every reason not to fight. I've been in this business a long time. I've seen it every time, Chatri said. And then, wait, hold up. Yeah, he did say that. What did he say? I was about to say. He said, is Chatri serious? The one who didn't show up for the weigh-in and ran away was your fighter. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Marat no showed to the weigh-in and showed a plate. Which is, yeah, good, nice little detail that Chatri left out, but whatever. He no-showed the weigh-in, and yeah, he's like, I didn't run away, not even for a millimeter. How can you say anything when you couldn't even handle things properly before the fight? I'll held back and quiet about a lot of things, but there are limits to what cannot be said. So yeah, basically he didn't see Marat make weight, and when he did, basically Kaito just didn't trust one, which is fair. Gabriel Varga will be like, yeah, don't trust anyone. Look out for yourself. Be selfish. And yeah, it sucks for us fans. Like, I kind of wish Kaito would have just accepted a catch weight and taken some of Marat's money. That would have been the right choice. But I think he made a business move because I think Marat probably would have won anyway. And if he would have won, who knows if he would have stuck around. It would have just hurt, like, Shootbox's branding. And Chatri already said some pretty fucked up things about shootboxing. Because shootboxing demanded an apology because Kaito fights for shootboxing. And he crosses over a lot with the likes of Glory and Rise. So it's one of those things where, like, shootboxing was pretty pissed. I'm not going to read this whole thing. But guess what? And also he beat Nori, so I don't want to talk crap about Kaito. He was able to beat Nori. He's a good fighter. Even though he did lose to Gianni Bastati, but Gianni Bastati is an underrated champion. But guess what? Chatri retracted this. Thankfully he retracted this because we need more crossovers in kickboxing. Yeah, Marat versus Ono fell out, but it's still, like, Kaito should still be in the contract. From my understanding, maybe he isn't. But I would want to keep Kaito around, get that fight going, meet at a catch weight, just get the fight going, man. I don't care if it's a one Friday fight event. Like, just get that going. So yeah, when it comes to that, we need this in kickboxing. We need more apologies, and we need more unity, because that's what makes the sport wonderful. I like the fact that people hop around from promotion to promotion, and we get to see more, say, mashups, where in MMA it's confined to promotions or organizations. In boxing, everyone can fight anyone if the stipulations are right, if the money is right, if the promoters really work together. If you do it well, you can make amazing stuff, and kickboxing can literally do that too. It has done that too. One by itself has done that. K1 has done it. Glory has done it. All of these promotions have had golden ages where they've cross-promoted and done stuff like that. Muay Thai has done it. And when you can do that, you make the sport more mainstream, and the fights are insane. The main event of this freaking fight, the main event of this card, was a mainstream level fight. It was UFC, like, super fight tier. It was that big. People are still talking about it, and the finish was amazing. But that's aside the point. I'm glad Chatri said he was sorry. He just retracted his statement, said that he was just upset because he's a fan, and that's about it. He takes back accusing him of being scared or lacking integrity, because again, you can't really, from the business sense, you can't really, like, again, 350 grams, and having 20% of his fight purse forfeited. And according to Chatri, they paid him in full anyway, so I can see why Chatri's pissed, because he paid a guy to do nothing essentially. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that. It sucks that it happened. I hope nothing like this happens again, because we need better communication, better unity in kickboxing overall. Tell me what you guys think about this one, because it is a different one. Maybe you guys have a better concept of what, like, the weigh-ins are like in Thailand, but let's just move on to the next, all right? Enough of the sadness there. All right, I was so happy about Adriano Moraes and Yuya Wakamatsu, because, let me move myself again. Let me not move the frickin' thing. Yeah, dude, Wakamatsu, man, he showed out, man. I told you guys, he improved so much. His wrestling is so much better, and he just beat the crap out of Moraes for a whole round and just stopped the fight. It was an incredible win. I'm glad we get to see a Japanese MMA champion again, because they have good MMA, but they always have a streak of bad luck, and this is what they need. Again, if one really tries to take hold of Japan, they can do crossover events at Rising, because they're not against that. That would do wonders for JMMA. That would do wonders for Japanese MMA and Asian MMA as a whole, and propelling it, making it a bit more mainstream, because these fighters are very exciting. Japanese wrestlers are usually pretty exciting, except for that one guy that just fought in the UFC against Joshua Van. But that's beside the point. They're usually awesome. They're usually really, really good fighters, and they're usually exciting, whether they're striking or they're wrestling. I love Japanese fighters. I'm a big fan of them. Now you anyway, my GOAT, fighting soon. But that's beside the point. It was a great win. His striking improved so much, he didn't wrestle him at Oh, he didn't wrestle him at all. I thought Moraes would have had the better stand-up. I thought Moraes would have like intimidated him with his power, but that wasn't the case. Wasn't the case for one moment. Wakamatsu showed out, beat him up, got his moment in the ring. Awesome win. There's just a one-round great fight, one-round beatdown. Excellent win for you, Wakamatsu. I know I don't have much to say on that, but I was really excited. I was going, Wakamatsu! Wakamatsu! I was really hyped for this one. And also because I just want to get to the two fights. The one that I picked right, shockingly, and the one that I got wrong, shockingly. But that's beside the point. I don't care about being right or wrong. I just want the best for kickboxing and Muay Thai as a whole. On to the next. Good. Shouts out to Yuya and Adriano for putting it all out there and still being loyal to the promotion. I hope they treat him well too, in all seriousness. And hell yeah, let's go Yuya. On to the next, for real this time. Tawanchai versus Masaki Nori. Fantastic fight. Fantastic technical fight that you can literally see like a storyline develop. So the first round, Tawanchai outpoints Masaki. Was really like having that great pressure. The dude's durable, man. He's got to be dense because he really tanked a lot of Tawanchai's kicks on his arms and on his legs. And Takeru should take a lesson from him because Nori has really good defense, like really, really, really good defense. And the issue with him previously is that he would kind of just come forward like a zombie, which is not how he should do it. And he would just get outpointed, but he did the right thing. He was countering the way the kicks he normally does in a classic style. Again, like he block, he kick, and all that. And he was really targeting Tawanchai's calf, and he really slowed him down. And he showed that Tawanchai's punches really were nothing to him. When I say nothing to him, I'm not saying he was eating them like Rodtang. What I'm saying is like he would see them coming, he would block them easy, return with a kick. He'd be like, dude, I don't got to punch with you. I don't want to trade with you. I want to slow you down for a little bit. I want to hurt that calf, then I'll get you. And that's kind of what happened throughout 2 rounds. He would get closer to the second. He still lost the second. And the third, he started seeing more. He unleashed more. He threw his hands more. And he caught Tawanchai twice with that hook. Tawanchai's like, yeah, I think the solution is to knee him because he keeps coming forward. And he timed it perfectly. Oh, hit the thing. He timed it perfectly. That left hook, boom, twice. Caught him the first time, dazed him a bit. He was like, and Tawanchai just went for it again. He didn't think, I'm not going to do that again. He literally fired again, and Nori literally perfectly crunch, and down goes freaking Tawanchai. Like, legit, when it happened, I went freaking insane. I went, I was losing my mind, man. I was losing my mind. I was going crazy. I was like, Nori, he's got to finish him. It was sick. It was sick. And he did, man. The left uppercut, the body shots, the knees. When you see Nori unleash, that offense is vicious. It's horrific. It's vicious. It's awesome. And he got a standing TKO. Just beat the crap out of Tawanchai for 30 seconds, forcing the ref to step in. Awesome comeback win, even though like you kind of knew the tide was going to turn after that second. And it did. It just ended up being a freaking knockout for my boy. Let's go, Team Vaselis. Let's go kickboxing. Down goes Muay Thai. Even though I love Muay Thai. Love Thailand. Even though they'll be nicer for me than probably Japan if I were to go to their countries. But that's beside the point. Absolutely awesome. Great win for kickboxing. Kickboxing in Japan had a good night. They had a good night. They went 6-2. 6-2. But other than that, though, let's call him Mori. Masaki Nori, man, is vindicated. All these people saying that these K1 guys, they actually can't hang in one. They're protected by the promotion. They only fight their national talent. Just showed him up. Shut him up again. Shut him up again. I know what the narrative's going to be with a lot of these guys. Well, Tawanchai isn't really a kickboxer, this and that. Yeah, well, guess what? When the promotion pushes him as one of the greatest strikers on the planet, bar none, he better be good at kickboxing, and his boxing wasn't there, kicks are there, and that's not to trash Tawanchai. He's going to be back. He could be a kickboxing champion, but it's one of those things where I just don't know what the future holds for him, because he really can do anything. It's a great thing. Masaki Nori's like, I think 30, 31 maybe, because his family's in. It's a beautiful moment. But against Superbon, literally as long as he can block the high kick, which is what he's good at, he's good. He's literally going to obliterate Superbon. Superbon is a chinny dude compared to Tawanchai. He literally is. He is a very, very, very chinny guy. And I think if he gets to gets to Superbon and cracks him with that left hook, it's just one-punch knockout. I think he one-punch KOs Superbon the second he gets in the pocket on some because he is kind of Ilya Topuria-ish with his infighting. On the inside, doesn't matter if you're fighting a Muay Thai guy, doesn't matter if you're fighting another kickboxing savant. Nori can literally knee you. He has insane mobility. Knee you from like so close to the head. It's not like a clinch knee, it's like a knee kick to the head. and super fast, and then he'll head kick you. Again, he mostly attacks the legs, and he has thunderous power, but he really showed his mettle in that fight, man. And he really like stuck to a game plan. Didn't say I'm going to throw him down with Tawanchai because Tawanchai is a little bit faster. But guess what? When he stuck to the game plan, he put one of the best Muay Thai guys on the planet down and fucked him up. Easy. Incredible win for Masaki Nori. If he wins the one world title, like the undisputed one now, he already represented K1 incredibly, even though his record's even now. The fact that a K1 guy was able to win the belt, he failed, or unfortunately, he succeeded where Takeru unfortunately failed. We'll get to that. But other than that, though, incredible win. On to the next, the main event, where I cried a little because my GOAT Takeru lost. So, I know I like to attract him Rodtang a bit, but this vindicates him though. This vindicates him very well. And it's very frustrating if I was a Rodtang fan, like a big Rodtang stan, like I am with Takeru, I would say where I would take it, and again maybe this is my bias showing, is dude, you're telling me this is how you can be when you live your life like a true martial artist? Come on, man! Like you should be in K1, like winning 2 of it. You could be a modern day Buaka, but Rodtang isn't. They market him like he is, but he's unfortunately not, just because of his lack of accolades. But what he did now, the way he beat Takeru, incredible win, man. And it was incredible game planning. Because here's the thing. Here's how it went. So, 90 seconds, they only had 3-4 exchanges, right? And Rodtang's like, all right, Takeru's a bully with the way he fights. I'm a bully with the way I fight. Even though he probably hits harder and they anticipate him to hit harder, they're like, you have to go in, you have to throw down, because Rodtang has shown the ability to finish people early in fights. First or second round. Toxie, he dropped Haggerty early. He hurt Superlek early. That's a bit of a hindsight thing that I was thinking about. He actually can hurt people early. It's just he's not the best at finishing. Excuse me. And another one. Sergio Wazin. He hurt Sergio Wazin in the first round. So it's not that he has absolutely zero power. It's just that there's people who have good power, or they're able to hurt you a bit, but they can't quite finish. It's more so like a respect. Like, oh, I gotta respect that. And Rodtang, again, he still isn't much of a finisher, and again, I don't want to detract from him. I'll get to my reason for why the knockout happened. The knockout happened is perfect game planning, perfect execution. The best possible way to win for Rodtang. That vindicates him. And the reason why is, like, when they would throw down, I guarantee you, they said, hey, man, Takeru's a little older, he's been dropped, let's chin check him, and his defense isn't all there. Rodtang does have better defense than Takeru, objectively. Even though Takeru was able to hit him a couple of times, Rodtang was the more accurate fighter. Like, barring this, obviously a knockout, it was only an 80-second fight, he was able to hit him a little bit more, and they really mostly threw punches. So when they had that big exchange where Takeru caught him with a flush cross, and then immediately Rodtang just threw the hook, like threw it down, leaped into a perfect punch that put Takeru down. He couldn't answer the bell. He came close, but he was going to lose anyway. It was just, he had a minute and a half left. He was probably going to drop it again. If he did recover, it would have been like the fight with Tension, where he's just too far behind. He's too far, even though it's a 5-round fight, he's just probably going to be too far behind. He might have to like build his confidence back, and by the time he does it, 4th, 5th round, Rodtang's durable. He probably wasn't going to win anyway. But anyway, I still haven't explained it. So basically, he goes in, he times it perfectly, he knows Takeru's defense isn't the best, he hits that left hook leaping in, catches him perfectly when he doesn't see it, when Takeru doesn't see it. And like again, Takeru did see the punch from Tanzik, and Tanzik leaped at him, but I think if Tanzik like angled off and like hit him with the hook, because it's literally the same punch he got dropped with, the left hook. Tanzik got him with the left hook. I think, no, Tension didn't get him with the left hook. But you want to know who else caught him with a left hook? Yuki Kyotani. Look up the Yuki Kyotani fight. In the Kyotani fight, he got caught with the left hook too. So it's one of those things where, like, it's always been a weakness, but it's not because I think he's sus to left hooks. He's sus to offense. Like, he's got to take a page. The Team Vasilius guys, they have to change some things. They have to change it, and this isn't just for Takeru. This is just for the guys in general. The way they train their offense. Yes, their offense is literally some of the best in all kickboxing, if not the best. Their defense, a lot of those guys are pretty defensively sound, actually. Masaki defensively sound, Yuki Yosa defensively sound, and Takeru is the one who lacks it. But he's also the best fighter offensively out of that whole team. In terms of crushing people, it's in the name. He has it. He has the ability to finish anyone. That 2-3 spam that carried him through Crush, and just like that insane thunderous one-shot power that he really does have, especially when he puts his whole body, it leaves him open. And when he fought Tanzi, and he fought a lot of these guys that he dominates, he uses mostly footwork to defend, and he still gets touched a little bit. But it's one of those things where you meet guys, and again, he's not a fast starter. So Rodtang said he's not a fast starter. We can catch him in the first. The Jutmong gym really prepared him well for that. Perfect game planning, perfect execution. Literally, when I saw him go down, I'm like, no way, he went down. Because again, like, I don't really take combat sports that seriously. They're fun. Like, when I lose fights, I go, hey man, good win. Like, I don't put my ego into it, because then I'll never want to fight again. I'll be like, this is too heartbreaking. Same thing for them. Like, I don't like that. So that's why, like, Takeru went down. I was like, no, my goat got knocked out. And then I said, that was great by Rodtang, though. Holy crap. That left hook was so well timed. It went back on the YouTube thing, because one is horrible at running pay-per-views. They can never do it to save their lives. And they cost themselves a lot of money because they're fucking retarded. Excuse me, idiots. I apologize, YouTube. Anyway. So yeah, when it comes to that, like, good win by Rodtang. Really does vindicate him. It's the best win in his whole career, but he's 28, man. He's 28. This fight should have happened years ago. This fight should have happened a long time ago. I understand Takeru's still with K1. Does this mean Takeru wasn't that good? No, it's just his prime wasn't K1. Takeru is still an all-time great despite this. He's 33, and like what Chatri said, he's still a legend. He can still come back. It doesn't mean that he can't ever be a kickboxing world champion. Although he's at the lighter weight classes and the age doesn't benefit them as well as the upper classes. It happens in all combat sports, right? But it's just one of those things where he can come back, he can likely be a champion again. And I would like to see the rematch against Rodtang, just not right away, obviously. It wasn't close enough. It was too one-sided and it was too fast. And that's kind of the reason why I want to see it again. But I think Takeru needs to get 2 wins. I think Rodtang needs to lock in, be the best fighter that he can be. Please be a good martial artist. Because again, the reason why I dislike Rodtang isn't because I don't like the showmanship. I don't like his fans. But it's not that I have an anti-Thai bias. It's because, dude, we know how good you can be. It's like with the guys that I train, or the guys that I know personally in real life, that I know, you see the potential. You see how big of a star you are, and it's like, this money should motivate you to live life like a martial artist. If you don't do that, then you don't really love it. But Rodtang, when he locks in, look at that. When he really, really locks into his focus, he's able to pull off a great win like this, game plan, do well, and it's like, it's really frustrating when fighters don't do this, because you basically become the Tank Davis of kickboxing and Muay Thai, and you don't want to be the Muay Thai or kickboxing Tank Davis, because look what happened to him when he fought a competent champion. He gets exposed. Boxing looks horrible. It looks horrifically corrupt. It makes the PBC look more like shit. It makes the WBA more like shit. It makes him look like shit, and it makes every single part of that look terrible. It makes him look terrible. So absolutely, you don't want that for kickboxing. You don't want that for Muay Thai. You don't want to be the PBC wing of boxing and bring that over to kickboxing and Muay Thai. Because when you do this, like, when you're fighting guys like Jacob Smith, Dennis Perch, and Jacob Smith again, and Jibu Yibu, it makes you look like shit. It makes you look protected. But then you pull this off, it's like, oh man, he actually is quite good. Now, you could say something, well, Takeru, he's had great wars. His chin quiet isn't there anymore. Something a lot of people were saying that I wasn't listening to. I just thought he got dropped a lot. But now it kind of does vindicate. I was kind of wrong on that, I think. I think Takeru probably just can't take a shot as well as he used to anymore. This is the first time he's been finished like this. And you probably don't come back for that because, again, that was an incredible shot. So I can kind of detract and say, like, hey, he kind of fought an all Takeru. He didn't fight the 3-division champion. He didn't fight the Takeru that fought Bailey Sugden. He didn't fight the Takeru that put Leona Pettis to sleep. That's not fair to Takeru. That's not fair to Rodtang. And I don't want to do that. Although I can say that, and there is some truth to that. No, he beat Takeru. Those guys didn't. And you can say something like, oh, well, this and that. No, let's not cope about it. Let's give Rodtang his flowers. He did the right thing. Let's just hope that he keeps the ball rolling. He goes for the kickboxing flyweight title. Does the sport that gets him more money. We'll give him more guys. Hope Chat resigns guys from Rise, from K1, to give him good competition, promote them well, more Japanese guys, because that gets more money from Japan. More Japanese money in yen on one championship. They're not just making all that Thai money, all that Filipino money. Isn't as well as given them much capital as the yen. Kind of like they want to break into America and get our dollars, so we get paid $40 to watch a pay-per-view at 3 a.m. when they charge a lot less baht, because they know they have the Thai audience. They don't have to overcharge them because they have a lot of alternatives there. Literally so many promotions, even though they're the biggest one. So yeah, other than that though, incredible win. And yeah, I was the only one I was really wrong on was Rodtang versus Takeru, but I wish I was but I wish I wasn't wrong. But hey, that's just my bias. I love kickboxing. I prefer Japanese kickboxing. I prefer kickboxing in general. But incredible win for Rodtang. Incredible win overall. I hope they run it back, but more organically. Don't just rush it. So other than that though, and also thoughts and prayers for my GOAT Takeru. He'll be back. I know he'll be back. Even if he doesn't become a champion. I know he's going to have a good run in one championship because he's only been fighting the best. And that's what he's always done. And that's why I'm a big Takeru fan. And that's why I love that Japanese Bushido code Muay Thai spirit. Because it's very similar to, because me, I'm Latinx, I'm Mexican. So, I do speak Spanish. I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to perform for you. But when it comes to that, like, yeah, I do really admire that. And Rodtang for a certain time was not representing that. And because, again, Muay Thai guys do come to fight a lot of times. Not always because their culture is a little different. But I don't want to disparage the dude because I've detracted from him enough. Let's give him his credit. Good luck to the Iron Man and his little comic that I'm not going to read. Good luck to my GOAT Takeru. And let's go. Absolutely fantastic card. Like, comment, and subscribe on that. What we got next is I'm going to do a breakdown for Roman Kriklia and for the Roman Kriklia event, like a one fight night, the Amazon Prime one. Because this card's actually good, man. They haven't announced every single fight yet. Oh, this is a recent one. Yeah, Junior Rusudan, Dongpoon. We got, like, I'm not going to comment on the grappling matches. George Jarvis, finally. DDP's guy, Bokang Musanaye. Seksan against Asa Tenpa. I have a lot to say about that. Nico Carrillo, Suchai, Ursel. And we got to talk about this. We have to talk about this because this is disastrous. And this is a fantastic fight. But the implications of it aren't good. But other than that, though, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know. Share the video around. Comment below what you guys think. Maybe I'm low IQ. If you guys think I'm low IQ and my takes are bad, let me know. Other than that, though, sorry for the late upload. Sorry for the late recap. I have a job. I have a fiance. I have a life. So, cut me some slack there. In all seriousness. Thank you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. God bless.